My daughter was born at home with no doctor, no midwife, and it wasn't by accident. And before you decide how you feel about that, I want to explain why it was the best decision I've ever made. Because we have all been taught something very specific about birth. We've been taught that it's dangerous by default, that it needs managing, monitoring, permission even, and that without that constant oversight, something will probably go wrong. But when I was pregnant, I realised I'd never actually questioned where that belief came from. So I started asking a different question. Not what is allowed, but what is actually safe. And what I discovered surprised me. Birth is a physiological process, not an illness. Women have been giving birth long before institutions, protocols, and liability systems existed. Now, that doesn't mean that intervention is never needed, but it does mean, for me at least, that it shouldn't be the starting assumption. What we often call safety in modern birth is actually about risk management for systems, not always for the women that they are supposed to be serving. Bright lights, strangers in the room, time limits, being observed, monitored, interrupted, all of those things drastically change how the body behaves. Stress matters, fear matters, being watched matters. So I chose a natural pregnancy, and I chose a free birth. Not casually, not impulsively, and not to be anti-anything. I chose it because I wanted a calm environment. I wanted privacy, trust in my body, and full responsibility for my own experience. No strangers, no pressure, no clock on my body, no self-proclaimed authority overriding my intuition. And this is the part that makes people uncomfortable. Not complying with the system doesn't automatically make something unsafe. In many cases, stepping outside the system removes layers of risk, like unnecessary intervention, cascading procedures, and decisions made under fear instead of physiology. For me, less control created more safety. This wasn't about rebellion, it wasn't about rejecting care, it was about informed choice and personal responsibility. I didn't outsource my pregnancy. I didn't hand my birth over to an institution. I stayed present, educated, and deeply connected to my body. To me, that's not reckless, that's conscious. This is just my experience. I'm not telling anyone else what to do, and I'm not suggesting that one choice is better than another, but I do think that women deserve to hear something different from the constant message of fear. Birth doesn't belong to hospitals, it doesn't belong to protocols, and it doesn't belong to the system. It belongs to mothers, and sometimes the safest choice is trusting the process that was designed long before we were taught to doubt it.